Good day, everybody. This is what I will call the second ever Disney Cars eBay hunt. The first ever one done a week or two ago by world-renowned Turbo Tractor. This was his idea, and he allowed me to use it because this is something that I literally just do for fun. And when I saw he turned it into a video, I was like, okay, yeah, I want to do that too. So obviously I'll link that video down in the description if you want to see the original, as it is pretty good as well. Probably better than this one will be, as I'm not going to be doing any editing apart from cutting out the start and end. So we're just going to go through for a little bit and we're going to see what we can find. We're going to try to go down some rabbit holes. He went down, I believe, the Disney Store rabbit hole. So that is something I want to do as well. Let's start down here. We have something interesting. I actually do not have any money right now, or I do have money, not enough to really buy anything significant right now, so we're actually not going to be purchasing anything. We're just going to be looking at what we can find. I'm sure we'll at one point we'll venture into factory customs, as well as I previously mentioned, a Disney Store and all that other good stuff. So this is I'm trying to figure out what year this is. I'm really stupid. 2008 Movie Moments pack with Ferrari F430 and Luigi. It's pretty interesting. I'm only just now realizing they're using the big screen from the LA racetrack as the screen per se for the Movie Moments cars. Got some strawberry ice cream. It's pretty good. Most of the stuff I have been looking at recently is NASCAR related stuff, but I don't think we're going to stray too far into that today. Oh yeah, this pack. This pack is recent. It didn't really become super common. I don't remember seeing it anywhere. I don't even remember where it's from, but it did include the sign. That's the most important part. That's why most people bought it. Most collectors per se. Obviously, if you are a kid, you most likely bought it for the diecasts. Precision Series Mac is a car that I always forget seems to exist. And I guess right now we can start our adventure into the factory customs. So I guess you have all the white factory customs. You have some of these might be Domica cars, actually. I believe they've got me, right? They don't look okay. Here you have the Steve Jobs custom, which is really kind of disrespectful, but it's also kind of funny. So in this lot you have Ambulance Doc Hudson, Ambulance Mater, Ambulance Fillmore, Mac iCar, the custom white tractor, and the custom white Miss Fritter. You also have the Apple truck, and of course the Steve Jobs custom, which is still kind of around somehow. This is another one. This is I've bought the green Frank up here.
That's Frank.
I'm actually in disbelief. I've never ever had that happen. I didn't know you could do that. Apparently, or I assume, based on what just happened, you can now upload audio files to listings and make them play. Oh, if I refresh, does it happen again? No. So, that is actually crazy. I can't believe. Yeah, here we go again. New listing. Same audio. It's kind of loud. Let's hope none. Oh, that was kind of funny. It was really funny. So here you have some planes listings. Um, the Chinese eBay listings are always goated. This is how I got a Little King, or I got a My Little King off of a different site, but it was the same kind of listing as this. I also got my Vanderbird off of this, or at least someone got the Vanderbird from one of these in here. I don't remember which one. He is gone by now. He's long gone. I do want to see if I can find some of the newer factory customs I've been seeing. I know there's like a new Piston Cup Champion Jackson Storm, which is the worst release that people keep begging for. Here's another planes listing. Wind Lifter with sunglasses is always a really forgettable release, but also a very interesting one. Number 4 plane and number 3 plane. Number 3 is, Arturo. Something interesting I learned is that in some cases on the the planes pity packs, one of them, I don't remember which one, like the plane would be made in China, and then the pity would be made in Thailand, or it was the other way around. That was something discovered kind of recently, or kind of brought up recently again. I thought it was interesting. It might be the other way around. There's some Disney Store stuff in this listing. Maybe we can kind of get to that. Oh, this is just from that multi-pack where they all look like they just did lean. Here, I wonder if it plays again. It's really funny. Ah, damn. That would have been good. Yeah, there's that ambulance man I was talking about earlier. So I believe that is a Tomica car. Actually, there are some pretty crazy factory customs that are not Tomica cars, like police car Sally. So you never know. We got all the red cars right here. So you got Ferrari F430, the Rescue Squad, Luigi and Guido, plus the very interesting factory custom Rescue Squad Mater, FC Rusty's Racing Center McQueen. Those eyes are definitely not right. Red, and you have the Team 95 red. Also, another very interesting factory custom that has been around for a good while now. There we go. Disney Store rabbit hole. I used to have a whole bunch of Disney Store cars, and a few years ago, even in 2016, before I even had considered YouTube, I actually sold the majority of my Disney Store stuff, and that was a regrettable decision looking back on it now, but I did get the money from that to buy Mattel cars, so that clears up the sting a little bit. But I did keep a few of them. I kept my Krabby, who I'm sure we will come across. He is worth over $100 now, so I am definitely liking that decision. I kept all 3 cars from this pack that you see right here. I've got all 3 of those. I kept Impala XIVVI, or I don't know the exact one, I forgot, Roman numerals. But those are some of the ones that I did keep. I also, so I had the ice cream version of Taco Truck Mater. So this version has a whole bunch. That's an interesting expression, not McQueen. You've never seen that before. Man, this is kind of making me miss the Disney Store cars. I wonder if we can find. Wow. $90 total for Materhosen. I don't remember if I sold that guy or not. I think I might have. That's kind of putting a damper on my day right now. I'm not gonna lie. I already have TG3 and the Queen, who just got COVID in real life. That's rather unfortunate. Let's go to that Materhosen. Because I want to find, this is what I'm looking for. The exclusive Disney Store stuff, where it's like that Greta with blue flames and all the crazy paint jobs they gave Mater and McQueen. That is the stuff I'm really interested in. I did have those were minimal. I had a minimal amount of those compared to regular stuff, but I still had a good amount, and most of them are not as easy to find nowadays. And now that I've gotten pretty close to getting every single Mattel car even made. Still missing a bunch of 2021 stuff, and a few things from older times, especially. I do want to get more canceled cars and prototypes. Obviously, those are very hard to get if you're not like big into trading and stuff, which I am not. The carbon tractor. That's where I was going. I want to find the pit crew set as well. I did have the pit crew set. I did keep some of the pit crew. I have Petro Cardellina for sure. Let me see what I have. At least one other one. I also have David Hobscap. Alright, turns out I did not keep any of them. So, yeah, yikes. Wow, Pinion Tanaka, or not Sumo, I guess, looking really small. I actually genuinely forgot which one is which. I had Kabuki Mater. Oh, yeah, I definitely had Zed. Here is another one I had that I sold. This is like the American Lightning McQueen Stars and Stripes. I still have that Kevin Shift-Right, if you remember, if you are still watching after all these years. When I first made videos, he was the background, and I have brought him in a few times since then. Is this the same one that I still have? Let me see. I have a... Yes, okay, yeah, I still have this one. He's pretty nice looking. You can't really see it from this angle, but he has flames on the top. If you can find another one, maybe. Yeah, here we go. Here's another angle. He looks very, very nice right there. Pretty glad I kept that guy. And I have bought some Disney Store cars recently whenever I am in a Disney Store, which is not often, but if I ever am there, I do pick some up. I got a Kurt and a Ralph Carlo most recently. There's that Green Dragon McQueen I've seen discussed a few times recently. He's kind of rare. Oh yeah, I believe I might have had this guy. One thing I'm not upset about this at all. Where is Disney Store Rescue Squad? So they actually made a where is it? I remember that purple Tokyo Mater. Disney Store Chase Rescue Squad Mater. Okay. Oh yeah, Stealth Mater. All the stealth cars are really cool. Man, it's kind of upsetting how many of those I had. Chase Rescue. I know it exists because I saw it. I found it a few weeks ago. Yeah, here it is. The Rescue Mater Chase. This was Rescue Squad Mater, the actual Rescue Squad Mater. However, he was metallic, and as you can see, this guy worth about $40 right now. So kind of expensive, not as expensive compared to some of the other ones. Had that Gold McQueen. I actually broke him when I was a kid. It was at a Super Bowl party. I don't remember which year, but obviously I was still a kid. I rolled him down a tiled hallway, and it just chipped half of his wheel right off. So that was pretty upsetting. I also damaged a Fabrizio, Disney Store Fabrizio, doing the exact same thing on that exact same day. He got a gigantic scratch on the hood, completely ruined him. I didn't end up getting another Mater, so that is a good thing. I never ended up getting another Fabrizio, but the Fabrizio is pretty cheap compared to the other stuff, so he's like $20. Most of the old Disney Store stuff is pretty hard to find now. Let's go down the stealth route, because I know they made some other stealth cars. You had the Stealth Mater, and you also had, I believe there's a Stealth Finn. Do not quote me on that. Let's see if we can actually find that. That tracker's kind of annoying. Man, I don't know how to type. Yeah, they did make a stealth missile. So that guy, I definitely had Finn. I don't remember on Mater. I believe I did. But Finn, not too hard to acquire. $20 is a good price for an old Disney Store car. Unfortunately, that's way more than I'd like to be paying. $20 is a kind of a lot of money for someone still young like me, but obviously not unobtainable. And if you save up for a few weeks, you can get them. If you're me, obviously. If you have money to burn, go right on ahead. Hydro Fin is kind of one I don't remember. Here's some of those pitties I was talking about earlier. This is not the one that had, what's his name, Vanderbird. What was that? Okay. That is a very large plane. I have a feeling that's not 155 scale unless that child is literally the size of a glass. Yeah. Yellowbird, always a favorite of mine. I don't know why, because he was kind of boring, but I think it was just the fact that I was looking for him so long when he first came out, and I finally found him. I was just ecstatic. It was in Toys R Us, and I actually had the planes and the cars aisle in separate aisles. Man, I do miss Toys R Us back when they were good. It was great. Oh, I believe I might have clicked on this one before, but you can see right there, here are the factory custom Chick Hicks in the red and blue. The blue is my personal favorite one. The red is also nice. I do have both. I got both almost 2 years ago now. Wow. Or a year and a half maybe. Almost a year. Almost a year and a half. About a year and a half, yeah. I got both of those guys back when I kind of got a factory custom obsession for a few weeks. I ended up with they're right next to me right now in the case. So I got Green Frank, American Lightning McQueen, the Black Rusty's Lightning McQueen, the Black Icar, the Apple Lightning McQueen, the Metallic Lightning McQueen, the Red and Blue Maters. I believe I said Green Frank already. And I also got that Rusty's red. Further back on that, I should this is definitely one. This is actually a factory custom I got way before. This was like 2014. I ended up getting a Flick with hat. A very unique factory custom. Now, you don't see him here now because the factory custom is like all but gone. But I do have him, and or if I go Disney Cars like unreleased, yeah, he is not easy to find nowadays. He is, well, there might be one or two left on like random sites. I'm trying to see if I can find one on eBay that is sold. I guess not. So I'll have to go over here. Yeah, this guy. If you have ever seen, there's my video on him. Go watch that. So this is the Flick with Hat factory custom, and yeah, you can see an old AliExpress listing for him, no longer in stock. But he is worth like over $200 now if you want one on eBay. And that's kind of crazy to me. It's also probably my favorite factory custom of all time just because of how random it is. Like, you just put a cowboy hat on Flick. You can see. Oh, yeah, here's one, $250. This is the one I was thinking of. I don't know why I couldn't find it. I mean, I look. And there's that, here is that blue Chick Hicks, but going for like 5 times the price. Like, what do you do, an eBay seller? You gotta have a competitive market. Here's some other factory customs. There's the red one. Man, that is interesting. Whoa, what is that? Okay, the expression on this guy is 100% different than the one on the factory custom I have. Here's some prototypes. Yeah. Obviously, I do not have near enough money to buy any of these. The cheapest one is 180. There's some prototypes or some other stuff. Jeez. This one's really cool, actually. That River Scott up there. But obviously, $200, $180, $220. Very far out of my price range. Let's go back to my home page. Yeah, we got rid of all the NASCAR stuff now. I'll go back to looking at that afterwards. Let's start down the hauler thing. We don't have to go down the hauler pipeline. Let's just start with some of those haulers. This, I'm gonna might regret this decision, but this guy has a bunch of the rare haulers for pretty cheap, like the Shifty Drug hauler for like $40. So go out and find that one if you want some of those, because that's a pretty good deal. We have, of course, the old factory custom haulers that have kind of died off, but are still around. You don't really see a whole lot of like brand new ones. Here's one I wish that $60 price was being truthful, because Ben Krankleshaft is the only one out of these I actually need, and he is $250. A Gill 70, that might be a little too much. Paul Valdez 60 is an absolute steal, and then the rest of these guys obviously pretty expensive. Oliver Lightload for 100 isn't too terrible for what I remember him going for. I have not looked at his price in a while. There's the RPM hauler. Got Gill again. You can see Gill way cheaper, though he is loose. He actually kind of peg-wormed back when he first came out. I remember seeing some old Tappa Talk threads on CTT Cars to Toys that he was peg-warming. They're all looking for Paul Valdez, and they were salty because all they found was Gill over and over and over again. Here you can see that the original black Mackay car. If you want to make a comparison between the two we just saw, you can definitely tell that the expression is different. Okay, let's see what else we can find. I don't know how long it's been going on. How long have I been recording? There's some piston cup racers. Kind of hit a dead end right here. It's fine. Oh, ooh, interesting. This is a factory custom for sure. Very interesting looking Speedy Comet. Oh, you know what? This guy. This eBay seller is actually one of the GOATs. I believe he and Fashion Morgue, there's some numbers in Fashion Morgue's name, were back in 2019, late 2019. All of a sudden, they got a whole bunch of crazy stuff in, like factory customs, canceled cars. I ended up getting like 5 canceled cars from that guy. Here's the Barry DePedal factory custom. I don't remember if I mentioned him, but I was definitely thinking about him in my mind. It's weird because you always see these guys and you know that there's something different. You just can't really pinpoint it about him. I do want to find one of the what are they called? Dang, I forgot. It's in my mind. But you can see all these are factory. Look at this Cal Weathers. Jeez, what's happening here? That expression on this McQueen is different than the one I got. It's ever so slightly different. There's Idle Threat, Rustic Carian. I do not have any of the monster truck made or monster trucks. So that's something I need to work on. I don't really have the space around in my cases. I'd have to find some room maybe on top of the haulers. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of McQueen FCs. FCs make everything more fun. Chuck Choke Cables. Remember, before Chuck Choke Cables was re-released, and I believe it was 2014, he was actually as rare as, Bryan Park Motors, because they were in the same case, both exclusive to Europe, and Brian never got his re-release. He was canceled, I believe, a few years ago. His scheduled re-release was canceled a few years ago, and Chuck Choke Cables did end up getting his re-release. So, that's pretty disappointing, because, Bryant Park Motors is definitely not an easy find nowadays. And if you do find him, he's expensive. Now we just have a bunch of dinosaur things. Dozer. Tun. Whoa, Tun. Yo. Okay. Let's go over through here. These are all factory customs. So, something I learned. I actually didn't know this until I had one myself. And I realized, or I found out, actually, after I thought it was real. I got it for Easter a few years ago. These guys actually make factory customs in factory custom packaging for these guys. My grandma got me one of these, I think, not knowing that it was a factory custom. But it was in a package. It was in like a fully real looking package. I was like, okay, that must not be one of those factory customs. And then someone brought it to my attention, like, no, that is actually one of the factory customs. So that was very interesting. Here we got some next gens. Cam spinner is never going to be corrected. I hate Mattel. I'm living in your walls. Gabriel, everyone probably most forgotten trainee. We're literally getting Jay with VR headset, and we still have not gotten Sequoia. Like, come on, bro. I'm still kind of salty about Sequoia's cancellation. He got canned. Oh, Here, what do we got here? We got all the pickup trucks. Yeah, there's number 76. There's J Motorham down in that bottom right corner. If you don't know what J Motorham is, if you somehow remember this, that is the custom vinyl 2-pit crew chief. I bought that guy. I bought an extra Austin Littleton, and I glued Austin Littleton's headset onto him, and it actually worked. It fit somehow. Let's go for another few minutes. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's a piston cut. Yeah, there's that. I was talking about this earlier. The Police Sally that you can see down in the I don't know how to Sally Sheriff. This pretty unique and crazy FC. We're just fully ingrained in the factory custom hole right now. And I want to get back to some kind of new one. But the only thing that's not from China is Thomas for some reason. The talking vehicles have just fully taken over my computer screen. So if we start off, this one doesn't play the sound. Here we go. Wait, no, I got fooled. This is like a Wikipedia race. Wink, wink. I'm totally not going to do one of those on the Cars Wiki soon. Definitely not. This is just endless clicking. I don't know if you can hear my mouse, but you can definitely hear my mouse now. Okay, that was... so here's a factory custom truck. Okay, maybe we can get out of it through here, because this is a bid. I'm not going to go back to the homepage. Okay, we're out of it. We got to Mia and Tia from 2008. So let's go. Some of the rubber tire cars from 2012. So they made, I believe, all of the rubber tire WGP racers in 2012/the Cars 2 line, apart from Rip Klutchkonsky, who got absolutely screwed over that year. He only got the launcher release, so he still got a release that year, but only in the launcher. Rush Kerber, who cheated on his wife and like 14 kids. Yeah, you can see all the other rubber tire cars. There is some variety in the launchers from that year. I believe one of them has, I think there's a few different ones. Like, I know Francesco is the only one I can confirm actually has a difference. So, one of the Francesco launchers has the normal Francesco Italian banner, and the other one actually has the WGP banner. We can actually look at this by going to, of course, the very good World of Cars forum. That's what I like to call it. If we go back to the Cars 2 line, we go all the way down to wherever the launchers are. right here. So yeah, there you can see that Rip Klitschko launcher, and then you can see it with McQueen as well as Francesco. You can see there's that plain World Grand Prix pit box. These two I'm kind of hovering over, and then these two over here have these standard pit boxes. Some of these guys are pretty rare nowadays. I know the Jeff Gordon launcher is pretty rare. I think the Francesco, or one of the Francesco launchers is pretty hard to find. Fun fact, Taco Truck Manager, that's another one we should look at. Fun fact, Vladimir Trunkov with boot was canceled in 2012. Also, Holly Shiftwell with wings and the corrected tail was also canceled in 2012 or 2013. It was kind of unknown at this point. So, there you have all the rubber tires, or a whole lot of the rubber tire cars throughout the years. Is that a tiny lug nut I saw? Yeah. Let's get that tab open. There's that tiny lug nut with the black eyes that has been around for a very, very long time. He was also like a very random, literally the very first Cars 3 Deluxe case. They released Tiny Lug Nut, who like hardly even appeared in the movie. I think I'm running out of things to say and look at, so I think I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.